Yeah, let me go ahead and get this started right. This is Blaine Parrott from ThatAin'tBlack.com, the That Ain't Black podcast. This podcast is targeted toward African American people in America who choose to have lifestyles that are unconventional, not stereotyped by every other people's mindset or means or anything like that. Black people in America who are different jobs, different businesses, different lifestyles, everything like that that are not considered stereotypical black that a lot of other people may not be uncomfortable with black people doing, but guess what, we are out here doing it. And I got a replay from last week from my buddy Fred right here, who is the owner and father of four beautiful young black women. And the website, you probably seen it, you probably should have seen it. It's called, on the Facebook, it's everywhere, called the Survival Sisters. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit more talking, but I'm going to go ahead and let the man to go ahead and take control here and tell me what he is and what he's about, and how can you sit back up there and have a better self-defense or mindset or whatever like that for your personal family, your friends, and basically your community. And I'm going to go ahead and let Fred take on over. What's going on, Fred?
What's going on, Blaine?
All right,
I,
man.
I I guess one thing to the people is, as I think when people think about defense and self defense, they got to think about it in a holistic standpoint. It's not just at the end of a barrel. It's not. Just because you have a gun don't mean your defense is right. Because once you pull that trigger, guess what? Your life changed. Your life financially is gonna change. Legally, it's gonna change. I mean, then like I said, mentally, it's gonna change because you don't know how your actions affected your kids when they saw it, your wife, the neighbors around you. Everything has to come into play. Like it has to be holistic. So, like I tell people all the time, when you go get a gun, you need to you need to also make sure you understand that when you decide to make that choice, or if you have to make that choice, what is it going to look like legally? Things that you have to make sure that you cover before you decide to defend yourself. Because we live in America, we live in a corporation.
Yeah.
We live in a place where everything is about business. Regardless of not, that life may not be worth anything to you, but it's worth something to somebody.
Yeah.
And if they don't get you with a criminal charge, they may get you with a civil charge.
Exactly.
I mean, let's look at this, Blaine. Let's really think about it. Let's say there was a dude that broke into your house. And let's say he broke his house, you were dead right with shooting. You got away with it, and it was a true self-defense situation.
Open and shut case.
Yeah, cut and dry. Let's say the family come back with the situation of, oh, my nephew was sleeping with his wife, and that's why he killed him. We want to do it for wrongful death. Saying it's right, but they can do it. It's America.
Exactly. We got a lot of crazy. I mean, they say what truth is stranger than fiction sometimes and stuff like that. Because every time you turn around, you sit back up here, and unfortunately, we live in America. We have a lot of shootings and stuff like that, and people just look at that one aspect. I want to get a gun. I want to be just Rambo. I want to run out there and do my own kind of thing, and they get panic. And a lot of times, past year and a half, you pretty much, I've been in the gun industry, you're in the gun industry, you've seen a lot of people just panic buying. They don't know what they're doing. They just want to run out there, grab them a gun, get you some bullets. They think they all that. And the only kind of training, only kind of knowledge they have is what they don't watch on TV, which is the wrong thing. They don't watch some movie, their cousin don't say something, somebody don't, oh, you can do this, you can do that. They're getting, I don't know where they get the information from. They made up monkeyshit.com or whatever when it comes to self-defense and protecting yourself and the legalities and responsibilities of it. And that's true. And I done heard so much stupid, dumb stuff that people say, and I probably, because you're a lot more prevalent in the gun industry, you're a big more footprint in the gun industry, I'm pretty sure you don't heard all types of stupid stuff about guns and self-defense. Could you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, my favorite one is, oh, my brother a cop.
Yeah.
You ain't a cop.
Exactly.
My daddy was in the military.
You
not in the military.
Exactly.
So the reality of this, one thing about, I told you before, people don't want to take responsibility for their training. Because even if you're a cop, even if you're in the military, don't mean you got the best training. Everybody frontline defense, regardless. That don't mean that you the tip of the spear because you're a cop or you're in the military.
Exactly.
The reality of this is, firearm. Using firearm is a perishable skill. If you don't use them, if you don't train, if you don't practice, you can't do it. You have dudes that are totally. You got dudes that saying they totally out of shape and be like, they ready to gunfight. No, you're not. Gunfight, getting on the ground, getting up on the cars, it's everything. It's not just you walking around like you are,
Lone Ranger, yeah.
armor and bullets gonna bounce off.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of it is we got to be realistic. When you talk about defending yourself, Blaine, it's that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But once you defend yourself from that person, how you gonna defend yourself from the system?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what your defense. Because you got to understand, if let's say you're in a situation and you're walking to your car, a guy tried to rob you. He tried to rob you, and let's say y'all got into it, you was a scuffle, and you shot him. Boom, you shot. Now, let's say the cops pull up. They probably gonna handcuff you, take your gun and everything, and do all this kind of stuff. Okay, now you might start talking. Man, I was scared. He attacked me. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You just said you murdered somebody because if you said I'm scared, that means you were not in the right mind frame when you were trying to defend yourself. You have to make sure that cop on the scene knows that I did what I need to do to defend myself. Not I was scared, because that plays into your mental thought that you were not in the right mind when you did that. You get in front of the jury with that, that's gonna happen. You got to be able to show some remorse. Even if you do this shooting, call the ambulance. So, because that shows remorse that you did not want this to happen that way.
Exactly.
And then you got to be careful. You got to make sure your story is straight, and you got to make sure that it is by the book, because who knows which witnesses saw it. Somebody's always looking.
Exactly.
There's a camera always watching.
Especially, everybody got a camera on their phone. You got to remember that.
Everybody.
Everything's, nowadays you sit back and do anything. You sit back up here, almost tripped out, falling down the stairs and stuff last week, and I came for the interview. If somebody got their phone out and they captured that, they could put Big Dumb Buffoon in Seattle. Next thing you know, somebody in China's looking at it. And everybody videotapes everything. And nowadays, it ain't like the old days, man. You ain't got to wait till the 5 o'clock news. This stuff, somebody can take that, put it on videotape, upload it, and your shit, let's get real. Your stuff's every damn where, everywhere in the world. Thousands of people. And they got so many internet judges and Facebook trial lawyers and stuff out there. Before you even get to trial, you're already prosecuted and hung up and done with because you said this or you said that. Next thing you know, oh, man, your business is all out there in the street. It's going to affect your job, your neighbors, your wife, your kids, everything. Because guess what? Your face is all up on the street. Your business is all out there.
And that's exactly how it works. And those are just 4 things. The 5th thing is the police are not your friend when they coming out to
Oh, hell no.
If they asking you questions, they trying to put together a case.
Exactly.
They didn't come out there and ask you, oh, Blaine, how are you? Are you okay? Did you get hurt? No, they trying to get their case together.
He ain't your buddy. He ain't your homie.
No, the officer on the scene is getting information to give it to the detective when he comes up. When the detective comes up, he gonna ask you the same question and let them not jive and see what happens.
Exactly.
Why do you think, Blaine, when officers involved shootings, they get the EMS get there before the investigator get there, and they got them on drugs so they won't talk because they're under the influence. And first thing people start doing, because they don't watch all these first 48 and all the Law and Order SVUs, they start talking.
Everybody want to be the next star for next 48 hours. I was there.
Man, you need to go ahead. You need to have, if you buy a gun, you need to go and have you some money put aside, and you make sure you got you a lawyer on ready to go. Exactly. Because if you do that, your life is changing. Exactly. And like self-defense is cool. Everybody, I see dudes all the time. Everybody get that forward thinking of, let's not even talk about guns. Let's just talk about martial arts. They go to the gym every day, and I wish somebody would, because I would do this and I would do that. Everything is it got a price tag to it now.
Exactly.
Everything. And that's why I don't think people look at all these defenses. They look at these judges. These people that do these shootings and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, they need to get what they deserve that's coming from them. But you got to think about how people's lives messed up now.
Exactly.
Now people's family got to start getting legal defense. They got to start moving stuff around. They got to start doing this, because you know what though? It does not matter. You are losing your whole entire life. If your wife ain't 100% with you, guess what? She out.
Yeah,
trust
exactly.
Me. Exactly. She trust me. If you ain't never had high blood pressure before, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have it now.
Better go see the
doctor.
doctor.
Because this is what life is. When we're talking about defense, Blaine, we're talking about people, and we're talking about being realistic.
Yeah.
Being realistic and being in this world, you got to understand, we're not fighting. People want to say it's not. the reason why we catch so much flack in we already know the system is designed not for us, but at the same time, you're not prepared for when it starts to dish out. You'll go buy all, you ever notice this? People will go out and buy they'll go out and buy a $5 to $1 million home, but you'll go to a lawyer and give him $3,000 for your when you got something to protect,
exactly.
When you got something to protect, you need to put some money on it.
Yeah.
Trust me. Do not go and try to shortchange a lawyer.
Exactly.
Because one thing about it is this right here, Blaine. That's what happens. We talking about how people get a raw deal. You talking about black people get a raw deal? They do, because most of them can't afford legal defense.
Exactly.
The system is, you get a white guy to go in there. These folks probably got some knowledge about the system and know they need to put some money behind it.
Exactly.
But if you got to go in there and you don't done something dumb, and you got to have a public defender, a public pretender, what you think happened? They're gonna play with your life.
Exactly.
And that's what happened. The system is a system, regardless of what it is. That's why when we see certain stuff, like when they talking about this, everybody talking about this man that killed George Floyd.
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna turn around, he gonna appeal it, he gonna do all that. Listen, all that stuff fine and dandy unless you in that cage with him.
Exactly.
It don't matter if he go into a cage with carpet on the floor, it's still a cage. And here's the thing, regardless of not, don't nobody want to sleep on no 1.5 inch mattress. And you grown, real grown.
Exactly. You're a grown ass man, you jammed up and locked up.
No. Ain't no fun in that. I guarantee you, whatever demons that man got to fight, like I said, whatever happened to him, it is what it is. I don't really care. He pulled the trigger. I don't feel bad about that man pulling when I say pull the trigger, to my far as killing this other person.
Yeah.
That's the decision you made.
Exactly.
You can't feel sorry for the decision you made. If you make that decision, Blaine, you're gonna get the same consequence. Okay. Now, when you talk about defense, your defense got to be holistic. You got to be. You better have your mental. You better have your mental stuff locked down. You better have your financial stuff locked down. You better have all your stuff locked down.
Okay, I want to go ahead and let me go ahead and try to change this up, because we got like over the last past year and a half and stuff like that. You know about everything about the gun. This is like the same thing. I want to repeat myself. But what would your advice be for the new gun owners out there and stuff like that? Because you got some people who just walked in. I was in a gun store maybe a week or so back. Everything's sold out. Ammo sold out. Guns are sold out. You got these people got guns in their hand, brand new gun owners. They sit back and see what's going on in the TV and the internet and stuff. They went on out there. They got them a gun. And, with the COVID and everything locked down, you really can't go to gun ranges like you used to and stuff like that, unless the restrictions are getting changed in different states. But what would your advice to be to the new gun owners and stuff like that, as far as training, your mental aspect? Because once you start carrying a gun, your life changing and stuff. Because you sit back, your life changes because you got somebody else's life in your hand. You had a position, you had the power to sit back up here and take out an object, shoot someone, and take out their life. And nowadays, one gun, you can take out 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 people like that. Everyone heard about the shootings and stuff, but people don't sit back and have that kind of mental mindset and stuff like that. And they get a gun, they totally change themselves and they get all empowered and stuff. And a lot of people got a lot of personal issues, social issues. And you've been in the hood. You seen, oh man, fuck that shit, man. The motherfucker do this, I'll go ahead and pop a cap in his ass. You got a argument with your girlfriend or something like that, or you pissed off at somebody, you want to jump on off. And my old saying is, don't do nothing the next 10 seconds that might get you next 10 years. Okay? Don't sit back and get mad and get pissed off, say something wrong or something like that, or go out there and do something wrong in that heat of the moment, and you sit back and change your life and somebody else's life totally. Because you can sit back and, pull a trigger, get mad, get pissed off, put a trigger on somebody. Next thing you know, you're in jail for the rest of your life. You get civil, criminal, liable. And every damn day you turn around and you turn on the TV, some fool somewhere done something. That's what my mom was talking about. Some fool somewhere done something. And unfortunately, they sat back and did it with a gun because they went on out there. They don't have any kind of education, no training, no courses, no kind of mental aspect. They just got some. And they go out there and they do something. Every time you turn around here on TV, somebody doing something somewhere. So can you go ahead and, go ahead and elaborate on that?
Well, first thing, this right here. if you bought a gun, you want to buy a gun, go get some training.
Yeah, yes.
Everybody go get guns. You don't go out. You have to take you got to take some kind of class because you don't know, and you got to get around another group of people that can give you the right advice.
Exactly.
That's like you getting around people who don't own guns talking about guns, and that's what people do. People love to go. And one thing about it, if it was that easy for you to go get one, think about all the other people that went and got one. So that's what people don't take into consideration. People think that like it's some exclusive process they went. It's not like going to get a passport. It's going to get a gun. You just walk in the store, put your ID down, and if you don't have a background check, and you get it. Now, I understand all the hoopla. I'm not saying I'm for the mental health checks and the red flag stuff, and none of that stuff. But what I'm saying is, should it be harder for people to get them? Yeah, because you don't need to walk into the store that day, go buy a gun, get some ammo, and then go to a store where people don't have guns and shoot it up.
Exactly.
Those people, a lot of that stuff mental health, but they don't want it to be mental health. If you know you got an anger problem or whatever you claim that you got, then you need to truly, honestly assess yourself. And a lot of people can't. So. But a lot of gun stores are in it to make money. So they'll sell guns in.
They're business like anybody else. They want to sit back and have some steaks in their fridge and bins in their garage. They're a business like anybody else. They have to make money. They have to make money. They're not first to the defense. They have to make money. At the end of the day, hey man, I'm trying to get a Benz in my garage and some steaks in the grill. I'm in it for money. I'm trying to get the big house like anybody. I'm in it for money and stuff like that. They'll sell it to you. Hey, they're going to do the minimum what they got to do and get your money and get you on out the door. After that, once you get on out the door, that's up to you. That's on you.
That's how it works. Because you liable for it once you walk out the door with it, because you own it.
Exactly.
But, I tell anybody, you got to get some training. You got to get with some kind of group. I'm not saying get with no gang or no militia. I'm saying get with like somebody like I told you.
And don't be talking over your cousin and say, my cousin said.
No.
Your cousin ain't no damn Navy SEAL. Come on.
No, because your cousin ain't going to be, your cousin is not a lawyer either.
Exactly. Hell yeah, no, your cousin, hell no. Hell no.
And the thing about it is like, you got to get some training. You got to get with people that's doing the same thing so they can educate you on some stuff. Because when you get around people that's on the same level you are, how can they teach you anything about what you're supposed to be doing, how you're going to be conducting yourself? It's a whole other culture when you have a firearm.
Exactly.
You have to conduct yourself in a lot different. You don't carry a firearm because somebody bothered you. You carry that firearm to remind yourself that you got the ability to take life.
Exactly.
So you respond. So when somebody cuts you off in traffic, you don't pull the gun out because guess what? You should know better.
Exactly. You can't be getting all hot and bothered because somebody said something, somebody insulted you, somebody disrespected. A lot of stupid stuff that I see, especially with my young black male. Oh, man, that motherfucker disrespect me. Fuck all that shit. I ain't going out like that. Nah. And they got that kind of like little man ego or something like that. It's too damn. I don't know, you listen to way too damn much rap music or whatever it is. They got that kind of mindset. Oh, I ain't gonna let that. Fuck that shit. I ain't letting that shit slide, motherfucker. No, I want to cap. And did he sit back up there? They go do it. They want to sit back and they thinking for that moment, but they ain't thinking for beyond that because they trying to impress their friends, their homies, some girl or whatever like that. And they go out there and they do something stupid, end up messing around, fucking up the rest of your damn life. You done killed somebody. And on top of that, you about to go to jail for a good 20 years, man, for doing something stupid in that moment. And you always hear about it. Always hear about that. And I don't talk about, I've been a young African-American man myself and know, oh, man, God, I ain't going to go out like that. I ain't no punk. I ain't no bitch. Quoting all those rap lyrics. Come on, man. That's fantasy shit, man. That's fantasy. This is reality here.
People need to, I mean, you got to change the mentality.
Exactly.
You got to change the mentality. Your mentality can't be that because one thing about it, when you get in front of that judge.
Yeah, you ain't going to be talking that stuff then.
You don't go crazy in that then.
No, you ain't going to be bumping. Yeah, you definitely ain't going to be bumping your gun talking that smack then.
No, you won't do none of that. And the thing about it is, Blaine, we got, like I said, everybody got we talk about that ain't black. Everybody got this mentality of what they feel it is. They got a checklist of how it's supposed to look. They had this understanding of what if you don't do this. When you find yourself like some of the stuff that we talk about, some of the stuff that we do, that's us enjoying life because it's more to life than whatever box you put me in.
Exactly.
People get put in a box, and my thing is if you can't show people different than what box they put you in, why should they treat you different?
Exactly.
You can't. If you can't appreciate you, how can somebody else appreciate you?
Exactly.
You ain't even got a conversation that make nobody want to talk to you. Ain't nobody walking around talking about the new rap artist who barely can pronounce his name.
Exactly.
Nobody, no, not people that really matter. You know, but the thing about it is we get so caught up in what somebody else on TV is presenting to us that we capitulate to anything. That's us as a people. People say, no, that ain't. You know what? If the new rap start, when Lil Wayne start wearing them skinny jeans, guess what? Everybody else did. For all we know, there was somebody messed up the design of them jeans, and they were not gonna throw them away, and they had to sell. So let's see what fool will put them on. You got grown men walking around here with little jeans on.
Got grown men running around sagging their pants.
That are jeggings for middle-aged women. That's how they walking around.
Yeah.
And so the thing about it is Blaine, like I said, you know, the trick of the whole process is if I can keep you inside this box and make you think, that ain't black. You know, but if you want to break it down and be honest with you, you do understand that black people don't have no standing up under the law. The 14th and 15th Amendment were null and void. They didn't get a 2/3 vote. We just got them on the book. This will be on the book. They have to vote every 20 years just to make sure you can vote. So realistically, you need to stop playing like you matter. Why you think they can't pass a law to defend black people? You can do Asian hate, but you can't do black hate. Anytime anything black happens in America, it got to be coupled with something. Either got to be coupled with gay rights, women rights, or something else. But it cannot be. We cannot stop black violence.
Exactly.
Because guess what? I forgot exactly what case it was, but there is honestly, truthfully, no value on your life. Some Asian people got jumped on and they passed the whole bill. They've been killing people in this country left and right, like you swatting gnats.
Exactly.
And they said nothing about black nothing. The only people said something about Black Lives Matter was a bunch of white people that came together with it. Because black people wasn't in Black Lives Matter. The reality of it is, guess what? Because here's the thing that ain't black enough. And I guess I ain't gonna black enough when I say this. Black people don't like black people.
Oh man.
They don't. Black people don't like black people. Right?
I know. Don't get me wrong.
If you want to know who hates the most,
you done a social taboo then, bro.
Man,
black folk.
If you want to know who hate who, talk to a black person. He'll tell you. He'll tell you everything he can't stand about himself, which reflects on you that look like him.
Exactly. Oh man.
And you know what though? If he had a choice to live in the neighborhood he in or live in a neighborhood where somebody don't look like him, he'd do that. And that's
hell
because
hell yeah.
There's no. So why would you expect anybody else to put value on you when you have no value of yourself?
Exactly. I'll give you a good example of that. They had this guy was making fun and stuff like that. You got these rappers be rapping and stuff like talking about the streets and the ghetto and shooting all that kind of stuff, and they make all that money. Move to a white neighborhood, send their kids to private school, and all this kind of stuff that's white, and you sitting up there that's considered white or whatever like that, that you talking about you keeping it real, and you live a totally different kind of lifestyle, totally different. You ain't sitting up there in the hood, bro. You just like what that movie Next Friday talking about. I sit back and said all that kind of stuff. When I got my check, I said I'm out, I'm gone. That's what happens and stuff. But you got people sit back up and black folks be shooting and hating on other black folks. Like, damn. I mean, you can sit back and see like Chicago and stuff. They off the damn chain like some pit bull damn dogs. They be shooting like God. I mean, when I sit back and hear some of the shootings, some of that stuff doesn't even happen in war zones. They got a nickname for it, Chirac. It doesn't even happen. I mean, you can sit back up here and know that over a holiday weekend and stuff like 4th of July, Labor Day, even on Easter and stuff like that, them fools be popping cash left and right. I mean, it's 24 hours a day. They be having like 34 or 40 something shootings. I mean, every other hour and a half, somebody's shooting at somebody else. That is freaking crazy. That is, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. As a black person in America, I'm embarrassed about it. I mean, God damn.
You know, the thing about it is this right here, and you know, you talking about the value, I mean, the value you put on something.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been in Chicago. I go to Chicago a lot. I mean, my best friend lived there.
Yeah, my family's back there. Yeah.
4th of July, we were there, and where he live at, they don't have no smoke. But around the city, what in the neighborhood, what they feel like they can do that. They just having them a ball, just taking each other out. The cops, you can't even have bad cops because guess what? You know, that's why even with people when black people get killed by white cops or whatever, nobody don't really care. They looking like God doing, like y'all doing.
Yeah, it's a double standard. It's a total and complete double standard.
You know, you can't find no value. I'm not saying, and this is not me saying white people don't do it. This is not me saying Asian people don't do it. This is not it. What I'm saying is that some people look like me feel like they having fun doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're not finna go to these people. You're not finna go to other people's neighborhoods and carry on like this.
Yeah.
You know, you get real when you get in front of that judge. You dress up, pull your pants up, you act like you got some sense. You can do that every day. Come up there
looking like Urkel. You better come to that courtroom looking like Urkel. That's what you better be doing.
We live at, you know, it's a nice, it's a prestigious black neighborhood, but you'll get people come through here and you'll throw trash at the car. Like, hold on.
Exactly. It's a mentality.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And the reason, because one thing about it, but you won't go to Buckhead and do that.
Yeah.
You know, because one thing about it is you don't find value in nowhere you live.
Exactly.
You don't find, it ain't gonna say no because they don't live here. You just don't find value. You don't find value in nothing that look like you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Until you find value in something that look like you, and then make sure your kids understand that stuff look like them got value in it. Don't expect nobody else to.
Exactly.
I don't go. You know, when you go, I don't do stuff and like to prove stuff to other people. I do stuff and like because I can. You get what I'm saying? When I went to school, I didn't go to school to be like for other people. I did to prove to myself, not for nobody else.
Exactly.
You know, when we talk about the stuff that we do, the places that we go, stuff like that, it's not for nobody else or to get other people to pat you on the back.
Exactly.
This is because you know what? There's more to life than just living inside the little box that you in.
Exactly.
You think because you go to somebody else's restaurant, pay them money, you don't want any value for yourself and anything that look like you. We gotta start having to the point where you get out. Let people see you doing something other than you rapping or playing basketball.
Exactly. I'll go ahead and you had one of the best narratives I ever had. You got to change the narrative. That's one of the best things. You can probably go ahead and put down a T-shirt and make $1 million selling it. You do got to change your mental narrative and stuff like that. Don't let people box you in, stereotype you, or confine you to a certain kind of image, life, work, school, music, whatever it is and stuff like that. You know, you just can't box yourself in because I've been learning a lot since I've been doing research and trying to get my name out there. There's a lot of black people who are doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff I said, man, I didn't expect brother to be doing that. But and I was like, I had to change my own mental mindset. I was doing some research. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of black people doing a lot of stuff and stuff like that. And I was really, really proud of it because they do some more and more stuff. People see a lot of African-American stuff venturing out, doing a whole lot of stuff, especially these black females and black women. I really like that. Like I said, I grew up under single mom, like unfortunately, a lot of other black males and stuff like that, struggled and just like everybody else, won't get into that. But I was really proud because all these sisters and stuff like that was starting all these businesses and going to school and doing all these kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, being a black woman doing that takes even double than for a man and stuff, because they're a black female and stuff like that. So that really is. I mean, this black woman, she was starting her own whiskey company and stuff like that. And that's probably like male-dominated industry is the alcohol industry, but they were starting their own whiskey industry. As one was starting their own wine industry, and that's disproportionately for black people to be in the wine industry. We're like less than 1% or something like that. We're probably 60% of the consumers, but like 1% of the actual people who produce it and sell it and stuff like that. And she was starting her own wine industry. And I was like, wow, that takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of gumption. It takes a lot of confidence and courage to sit back up there and try to break through in that dominated industry where we're only like maybe half a percentage. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and really, especially because you're being a father of 4 beautiful girls and stuff like that, you know what it takes and stuff like that.
But you know, the thing about it is since we started doing it, we made some great people. Matter of fact, there's a guy, it's a black guy named Eric. And Eric is on he's on Sportsman's channel. He's on Sportsman's channel. And I'm gonna introduce you to him because you need him on the show. Eric hunts, I'm telling you, he's the best rifleman I've ever met. But the thing about it is man, like, and not just because he's a rifleman. I'm just saying because he hunts all over. They hunt all over. And it's not and like when people like to throw out statistics, I don't really care about them because we do it. We do it. You know, the thing about it, it takes no explaining to it. It's just this right here. When me and my kids started this thing and we started doing this, who we competing with?
Exactly.
We ain't competing with nobody. You can't do nothing but be great at something. And that allows us to get invited to all these places and get invited to all this stuff because there aren't that many people doing it. They don't, you know, my kids, they tried sports, it's cool, but you get more recognition from doing this because guess what? People call us all the time, hey, y'all come do this or y'all come do this. And exposing them to all kind of stuff. They help with them changing their narrative. I don't knock that. It's just that, like I said, you know what though? If people don't know you do, how can they invite you to do it?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the problem. Like I said, you know, my thing is I'm not gonna call a friend I know love to go to the club to go rappelling with me. Because guess what? They rather spend their money to go to the club.
Yeah, exactly.
I call the friends I know that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so the thing about it is that if you want to open up doors, open yourself up, open your mind up something.
Exactly.
You know, that's just what life looked like. You know, people go in with that mentality like that ain't black. That's a mentality.
Exactly.
That's a mentality. That's a mentality.
Yeah. That's a very self-destructive personal mentality that you have for yourself and your people because you're limiting yourself and you're limiting your people also.
Yeah, but if you limit it like that, you also limiting your finances like
Exactly. You're shutting the door on your own possibilities and structure and future and everything like that. And you're reinforcing a negative stereotype. And that's even worse to be a self-hater. You're hating on yourself, you're hating on your people, and you're reinforcing that by having that negative double standard attitude towards yourself and your people and stuff like that. That's why I said, well, it'd be, oh, that ain't black. Who said that? Is this written in, is some law or something like that? I don't know about, what was this law? Is it written down? So what is black, what's not black? I mean, who made this law? Who's enforcing it? You know, I could really tell you something that's gonna blow your mind. And even when they say that, this is what I always feel with certain things, but the story too long to say on the show. But the thing about it is, most people when they say they black, they don't even know what black really means. If they did, they wouldn't even say they black. Yeah. Because the reality of it is people don't understand. Like you say, if you read any census report, anything, it tells you that you have to be one of the original people from what race of African. Yeah. Africans don't have a race, they're African. Yeah. But you keep checking that box for what? Yeah. To entertain yourself? That's what happens. You know, and the reality of it is even people put themselves in that box when they check that box. Yeah. They want you to tell them what race of African you are. You are African. Africans don't have a race, they're African. Exactly. But you know what? Next time, whoever watching the show, you check that box where they ask you if you're black or African American. Please read it. Yeah. To see if that's really you, because I'm really thinking it's not you. Yeah. Because the reality of it is, you put yourself in that box. You put yourself in a box they didn't even ask you to put yourself in. They said choose what you identify. Exactly. So, and that's what people do, man. And the thing about it is, Blaine, you're gonna need people like you, myself, and other people that I know that are out here really pushing the envelope, changing the narrative, making sure that that the possibilities is not limited. Exactly. There are other jobs out here that pay better than rapping and pay better than basketball. Exactly. You know, I mean, but you know, hey, and you don't have to take as much risk. And people not in your life. It's more challenging also.
Yeah. You know, I mean, my thing is, you know, we got to get to a place where you understand that everybody stop using that ain't black to stay inside your box. Don't limit your kids. That's the same phrase people do when they say, well, I don't like dogs. So since you don't like dogs, you make your kids not like dogs. Since you don't like guns, you make your kids not like that. I don't want my kids to be that way. I want my kids to be open to whatever life. I'm not saying subject, I'm saying open. Have your mind open to possibilities of things being different from you, not being subject to anything. When you do that, you subject yourself to whatever life brings you. because you can't go over there because they doing this, or I don't want to be around those people because they ain't black enough.
Exactly.
Because you know what? Because you have forced yourself. My thing is people do it all. I know scuba divers. I know skydivers. I know people who go rappelling. I know people that horseback ride. I know people that do all. We live in the South.
Exactly.
Everybody does everything. And that's just how it works. But you know, you got a lot of people who don't believe that people do that.
Yeah.
People don't tell us, oh, y'all are so country. I mean, we 45 minutes in the city, 45 minutes out of the city.
Exactly.
So we can do what we want to do. If we want to go uptown and put a suit on, we do that. If we want to go out and go horseback ride, we can.
Exactly.
But it's diverse. You can be diversified.
Exactly.
But you know, the thing about it is do you know how boring it is that you sit in the same place? This is why all those murders happen you're talking about.
Yeah.
You sit in the same place, have the same conversation about the same people doing the same thing on the same day, every day. Yeah, somebody gonna get killed.
Yeah,
that's usually what works.
Exactly.
Because if you were doing something different and you had something different to do, then that's what you'll be doing. That's what you'll be doing. So, you know, and that's just what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that's how I feel on that one. But like I said, and I'm not saying I'm right, and I don't care if nobody agree with me, because this is not about people agreeing. It's about what can you contribute to the world besides that ain't black. Exactly.
Got to do something different. Got to keep it moving. Yeah. Definitely. You don't let them stop the door. You don't close the door. Go ahead and kick the damn thing down, you know. But also, I want to go ahead and get on to the listeners out there and stuff like that. From your experience or whatever like that, when it comes to doing what you're doing and stuff like that, what's a good way to start?
Well, I think the main thing is you know, you can definitely go to a gun range. And you know, you don't have to buy a gun. You can go in there and they'll rent you one. You know, you can take a class, and that way you can see what works for you. People like to talk to their cousin.
Yeah. They want to call up. Yeah, they go, what's up, man? What's going on? Nah, that's not the best. No. You want to sit back and go to the club, call up your cousin. You want to sit back and drink a bottle, call up your cousin. You want to get some good information, you need to go to somebody who's informative, who's been trained and certified. Okay.
Exactly. And don't fall in the pitfall. People, no, unless you're like, be careful even with somebody. Well, I'm gonna add my brother because he's a cop. Your brother issued a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
He was issued a gun. If the only gun you got is issued to you, don't ask him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's gun issued.
Yeah.
You got people who like guns. You got people who know guns. And the people that know guns. You know what I'm saying? The people that know guns truly, they probably won't tell you exactly go get this gun. Exactly. They'll probably say, hey, come out with me and shooting this, see if you like it.
Yeah.
People that like to tell you all the stuff. Well, get the FN in this and get this.
Exactly. They're more into what's trendy or whatever like that. Oh man, so and so got this gun coming out. Come on, man. Come on, let's get real. Like, I was talking with some guys about, should I get the new Glock? I said, Glock is Glock. All of them are good. They made little increment changes, but Glock is Glock and stuff like that. You got to get what gun you like and stuff that you can train with, that you're going to carry, that you feel comfortable with, that you feel confident with, wherever that is and stuff like that. Because I know a guy went, oh man, this gun costs $2,000. I said, gun costs $2,000, costs $500. Well, it's more important for you to get training and be to know that gun, and then the opposite. It's better to go ahead and spend money. The best investment you always tell people can make and stuff is in yourself, not the gun.
Yeah.
You got to sit back up. It's better for you to go out there $600-700 gun and get $1,500 for the training and shooting practice versus going out there getting something $2,500, $2,000 like fancy 1911 or something like that, and it's gonna just sit in a box in your side of your drawer or something like that. Don't do nothing. You don't get no training or nothing.
I agree. I mean, if you're gonna pay $1,000, just buy your gun for $500 and then take the other $15 and get you some training.
Exactly. Get you some ammo, get you some training.
You can't go to training one time.
Exactly.
You can't train one time. It's not a one-time thing. It's you know, if you're gonna be a responsible gun owner, then you need to get a lot of training. You need to be around a lot of people. If you are the person that know everything,
you're in the wrong room.
Yeah, you're in the wrong room. Now you're in the wrong room. You probably need to elevate to a past gun. Maybe you start doing bazookas or something, because you know everything about guns.
Exactly.
But because one thing about guns, and you know this, you'll never know everything.
Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no.
You can go out. I can go out and hit a target at 700-800 yards today, and wait about 2-3 weeks, and get what? Next time, act like I don't even see it. Don't even know it's out there because I can't hit it. You have to come around down range all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps what keeps you proficient. That's what keeps you different from other people who just got a gun and they got it in their car.
Exactly.
You hope that when you do have to use it, you hoping that these people are all of 5 feet away from you.
Exactly.
And you hoping that they don't have a gun. But you and I both know, between 3 to 10 feet, that's what a gunfight starts.
Exactly.
That's where it starts. But more likely is in the word gunfight.
Exactly.
That's more likely both of y'all have a gun. Because if you're shooting somebody with a gun, that verbiage is different than gunfight.
Exactly.
A gunfight is you and another person got a gun. But shooting somebody with a gun is the conversation that you probably gonna be having if you plan on not doing nothing but training. You plan on just waiting to see if they gonna jump out of the bushes or do some Jason Voorhees type stuff, and you gonna pull it out when they get 3 feet from you, and then bust them full of a whole bunch of holes.
Exactly.
You gonna talk to somebody about that.
Exactly. You gotta have situational awareness and all that kind of stuff. You know, definitely. Before the fight happens, before the fight and stuff like that, before you can sit back up here, there's probably 5 or 10 things that you got to do before you pull out the gun and stuff. You got to know, first of all, you also got to know if you're in the right to even pull the damn thing out. You just can't pull something out and think the gun's going to be solving your damn problem. No, that ain't it. Because afterward, you can sit back and shoot somebody, your ass end up in jail for the next 25, 35 damn years because you done made a dumbass decision. That ain't the way you want to find out.
Well, let's get past even the 25, 30 years. You spend your whole life savings trying to defend yourself.
Exactly. The stress about that.
You lose your house, you lose your car, your job. You got to go sit down for 3 months, and then you end up losing your job, your house, your car, your wife. And then they let you go.
Exactly.
It still wasn't worth pulling the trigger. I'm not saying don't defend yourself. I say, but understand, you have to understand the loss after you pull that trigger.
Exactly.
You need the class because you need to know what to say if you interact with the situation. You need to know what to do. You need to know who you need to contact. You need to have somebody that people can contact for you. You need to have stuff in place. And that, because the only thing about it is you are driving around here. If you just got a gun and you hadn't done none of that stuff, you're riding around with no insurance. That's what you do. Because when you
rolling dirty,
if you got a whole bunch of people who don't understand that it's more than just defending yourself like that. Because if you're not gonna do all that stuff, just get some better locks on your house.
Exactly.
Get your security system. Do that. Because if you just got you a gun and you just hoping somebody come in so you can, there was a guy here in Atlanta. He shot a guy who was leaving the house.
Yeah.
Guy was in his house. He thought he was in the right. He should have been in the right.
Exactly.
He wasn't in the right. They said the man was leaving. You shot him in the back.
Yeah.
Now you've been tried for murder. Because guess what? He was leaving the house. That's why you got to take classes so you can understand. If he's leaving, you cannot shoot this man.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was in your house, but you can't shoot him in the back.
Exactly.
Those are the kind of things that people don't understand. But like you said, maybe he had to, he felt violated. He was angry. But all that stuff, he got to talk to somebody about now.
Exactly. Because I know they got all these different kind of laws. I know about your state or whatever like that. They got the you probably may have heard about the stand your ground law and stuff like that. And people think it went rampant because I was doing some research and people think, well, if something happened, I can just pull it on out because I got the right. Just because you got it right, that don't make it right. They come to find that out afterwards, after they done something stupid. They had this one guy, I forgot what state it was. I guess he got pushed or something like that. He complained to some lady about parking in the spot or something like that. The guy came on out, pushed him, whipped out a gun and shot the dude. And he thought, oh, I'm in the right. He was supposed to be in the right or whatever like that. Later on, they got him civil rights. They're like, come on, man. Was it really all that? Then he did get in trouble. He did go to jail. He tried to use that law and stuff like that. And they gave him some kind of way, how it was the court system and stuff like that. They said, no, you wasn't right. Your life was not in danger. Your life was not in danger. This man is dead because in the heat of the moment, you sat back up and made a wrong decision, and now you in some deep doo-doo. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
trying to wipe that dookie off your feet, but you don't step into it. I'm sorry, you know, you want to avoid stepping into that dookie instead of trying to wipe it off your feet after you done stepped into it, you know. You got the stuff on your feet. You sitting up here trying to shake it off. That's the wrong time to be doing that. You want to try to avoid stepping in that stuff before you do get it. And that's what happened. And I know different states got different law. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. Just trying to use some basic common sense here about, you know, what to do when you sit back up and you decide to choose to carry a firearm or get a firearm for yourself, for your protection of your family, because they got a lot of new gun owners out there and a lot of people, like I said before, when we reiterated, so much stuff they listen to TV. They see what they got on TV, what their cousin said, what somebody else said in the locker room, what somebody else said in the break room, and they getting all this information and stuff from everybody but the right people.
Mm-hmm.
They getting all this. I mean, are you talking to someone who knows what they're talking about? You talking about just pulling something out their ass? Talking about, well, I heard that somebody said so and so. It ain't like that. So and so ain't gonna defend you in court. So and so ain't gonna be your lawyer. So and so, he be able to put some money on your tabs when you in prison. But that's about it. Okay, that's gonna be too late. Okay, talking about, man, I thought, you know, it don't roll like that, dog.
Mm-mm. And you know, Blaine, the thing about it is, like you got to have open dialogue, like you're having now.
Yeah.
Everybody in this dialogue is not going to be for everybody.
Exactly.
Doing with the show, I think it's a great idea. There's some people who are sound minded. They have a sound, and they want to understand, and they probably in between, you know, thought process, and they need this. But then you got like, oh, that's a bunch of bull they talking about.
No.
You know, and that, but you live long enough, like we have. You live long enough to see what it looked like.
Exactly.
The thing about it is Blaine, you got to understand when you're talking about dealing with people, and you're talking about dealing with us, what you do is going to get a lot of pushback because people don't want to change the narrative.
Exactly.
People like the one that they're comfortable with. People like the one that they can showboat in. They can do this. It has been like it's like anything. Think about back in the day. You know, people go get a suit that's purple and be like, "Oh, it's a bad suit." Just because you look like a flamingo, don't mean it's a bad suit.
Exactly.
Because it's not even a good suit. It's just the point of, guess what? You since you in that box and other people don't know, it look good because they ain't never been around. They ain't never been around a Tom Ford suit or nothing like that that's tailored to you.
Exactly.
They've only been around that. So here's the thing. One thing about it is you're gonna get pushed back because you are pushing away from the narrative that other people they're comfortable with.
Exactly.
You can't be comfortable and have growth at the same time. A lot of people get comfortable with the narrative that they in, and when you try to grow out of it, that's when they target you. It's just like high school. Everybody want to make sure that you stay in your place. Like what make him think he best or he think he doing it? No, I just don't want to leave this earth knowing I ain't done that.
Exactly.
You know, you got doing what you're doing, Blaine. You got to keep doing.
Yeah,
we got to keep doing it because if nobody is challenging the narrative, nobody's gonna change the narrative.
Exactly.
You got to challenge the narrative. You got to challenge everybody. Like the first thing people want to do to try to limit me when they talk to me. Oh, you a real country boy. Why? Because I like to go and see beautiful places. I like nature.
Exactly.
I enjoy being outside.
Exactly.
That's why. No, it's not that. It's just the point that, you know what I can show you some pictures of some beautiful places that I've been. Guess what? We go. You probably see on our page. It's some places that we go, and people be like, "Oh, that's beautiful. Where y'all at?" We just went farther out. We went farther out than you willing to go.
Exactly. Like where you go? Like, and it's like, damn, this is only like over here, bro. It's like 2.5, 3 hours. Oh, I mean, it ain't. This weekend I went out to this small little town and stuff. I want to check it out. This one girl I was talking with, "Want to come on out here?" Coming out, and I was like, "I ain't going out there. I'm good. A whole bunch of no. Let me go ahead and switch up and change up. Let me stop being my own self hypocrite. I'll go out here and check it out, see what it's about, talk to her and stuff, blah blah blah, and go out there and do it. It was only like an hour and a half, 2.5 hour drive and stuff. Went on there, shook some hands, and some of the things predisposed stuff I thought about was going to be like, oh, they're going to come out and look at me funny, say something different, whatever like that. Went on out there, the folks was nice. Hey, how you doing? What's going on here? You on a nice day here? They give me advice and stuff. I'm like, damn, I didn't know about that, but I wouldn't have known about that unless I set back up and got on my mental mindset and went out here and did that. Because she's joking around with me. Oh, come on out here. That ain't that too far. Come on. Oh, you don't like me and something? Oh, I'm going to go on out there. Went on out there. Changed my whole mentality totally.
Let me ask you a question. Them people that set out to go find gold out west, I'm pretty sure they were scared. But they had to change it.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you how I keep my kids from limiting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
People, we go somewhere and they'll be like, well, why don't people looking at us like that? They need to stop looking at us. I said, no. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. You may be the most interesting thing they don't seen today.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be ready to go places. I might be the most interesting thing you don't seen today.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a conversation with me, I'm probably one of the best things you're gonna talk to today.
Yeah.
So guess what, man? All that kind of stuff, you got to cut people like that loose.
Yeah.
You'll never do anything. You'll never go anywhere. You'll never make strides to have anything better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
People will look at you if you want to do something different. That's why a lot of people can't be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Because why? First, I ain't gonna do that. Because I need my insurance. I got to do this. I need to get my retirement.
Yeah, they get comfortable. Get a little bit too comfortable. Yeah.
For growth and comfort, ain't no growth and comfort.
Yeah.
There's growth and comfort.
Yeah.
If every situation you in, you comfortable, then you are very small.
Exactly. In the wrong situation.
You go to the same little bar every Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Exactly. I'm guilty of that, man. I had to break myself out that thing. Because you get in that comfort zone, you know what it is you want to expect. I said, I got to switch up and change up and do stuff that's different and stuff like that, whether it's eating, recreation, religion, politics, who you interact with, who you socialize with, who you don't socialize. You got to switch up and change up. You have to do that and stuff like that. Because you learn a lot more stuff about your position, but also other people's position, why they make their decisions and everything like that. When you do switch up, you do change up. Because like I said, I was doing some research and I had changed some stuff over the past month and stuff. I started thinking about different kind of things. Like, man, I was doing that for that long and damn, what the hell was I doing? What the hell was I thinking? Why was I doing that? What was I thinking that? But I never would have thought about that unless I sit back up and have made that different kind of change. And I'm sitting back trying to spread my word right now to people like you. You're sharing yourself. I learned a great amount of stuff from you. And I learned a lot about stuff about myself. And you have to do that. I'm sorry. That's just how you got to do it. You ain't gonna be. You gotta do it. I want to use some kind of acronym to explain that, but you got to change. I don't care who you are, and I'm just gonna limit it just to white people or black people or any color and stuff like that. Because I don't think that'll go ahead and applies to everybody. It doesn't have any barriers or anything like that.
Well, and you got to be that way.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I got. We good friends. It's a white guy. We're good friends. Mm-hmm. I met him training night I went to. We were doing some contract stuff together, and I met him. And he he one of them people like he really don't have a filter.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, we were doing some running and gunning, and he was like, hey, he said, I don't have any black friends. And I said, well, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't have any white friends. So we said, let's be friends. So now we friends. We good friends.
Yeah.
Because but get what? Like I said, I'm not recruiting. I'm not recruiting a whole bunch of white people to be my friend. You like me. If you don't, then guess what? You can kick rocks both ways. I don't care. Because the reality of it, guess what? Don't stop what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So we gonna have as long as you're not trying to stop what I'm doing, then we ain't got no problem. You can look at me however you look at me. I'm looking at you the same way. But the reality of it is that, man, living life is just right here. I don't comply, I don't identify, I don't deal with stuff that ain't look, it don't bring me peace of mind. It don't bring me happiness. You're not finna limit my kids, none of that stuff. I don't want my kids to be diverse. I want them to be multicultural and international.
Exactly.
Because my thing is that your diversity is not a sanctuary for me. The American diversity is conforming. It being conforming to an idea of this is better because we do this. You go to other places where stuff is international. They don't. That is not diverse. That's just how they live.
Exactly.
We got to put diversity on something when people be like, this is just how we live. You go to Europe, people, it's all kinds of people everywhere doing everything. Are there bad people? Yes.
There's gonna be bad people everywhere. It doesn't matter where it is.
Are there racist people? Yes.
Yes, exactly.
But at the same time, you got to understand some stuff that we take it as a privilege. It's just a way of life for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to understand. It's people don't even realize don't realize a whole lot of stuff until you don't realize until you start going out of the country and seeing that that's just here.
Exactly.
We call it diversity, but people call it living everywhere else. This is the only place. But the thing about it is, man, you know what? People gonna always have whatever little meager concept they need to make themselves feel better about whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. The main thing is what people realize is the whole system is set up just for assimilation. Let's make you assimilate to this system. Let's put you in a place where even if it's wrong, you'll think it's right. Because you want to be a part of something that ain't got nothing to do with you. And that's what most people do. The thing about it is if you want people to like you, or find value in you, find value in what you do and do other stuff. People wait to Black History Month to talk about the black man made the radiator, he made the refrigerator, all this kind of stuff. When you open that door, I bet you don't think about that. I bet you ain't pulled it open and thought about that or even care. So why should other people care? It's not. I'm not looking for the Cartwrights to teach my kids about people that look like me. I got to do that. The school system got a standard, and a standard is what it is. It's like this is what I'm playing. If you want to change the standard, then get involved in the school system.
Yeah, definitely. You can't sit back up, be on the outside. You can't be in the sidelines.
That's what I'm saying. You want to have a voice. Put yourself in a position to have a voice. But all they complaining from the sideline, nobody hearing that, but people like you. That's it. We want to make true change. Raise your kids to make true change.
Exactly.
Raise politicians, raise lawyers, raise those people. Don't limit them.
Exactly.
My thing is, regardless or not, you got people who get to cross party lines in politics and stuff like that. They got to deal with people they don't like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Imagine talk to somebody who don't believe in nothing you believe in, and you trying to talk to them. What that look like?
Exactly.
You got to have the patience. You got to have the patience of God to do something like that. And that's just what it is. And my thing is, where we are now, Blaine, we can't keep trying to convince people. We just got to do
it. Exactly.
And we got to do it, and we got to convince enough people. We have to make connections like we have made with you and I and other people. We have to make those connections, Blaine, and make other people make those connections you know what? No, it becomes second nature, and we ain't trying to force nobody to do it. Exactly. We ain't got to tell you this has to be a way of life for you. No, this is what we do.
Exactly.
I don't want to go to another country and everybody thinking that, he must, but I'm short, so I know they won't, but, he must play basketball. Like one of my friends went to China, they were like, oh, Michael Jordan. They don't know black people. They think that's all they know.
Exactly. They just see what they see on TV and they apply that image or whatever like that to everybody in America and stuff like that when it comes to us.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's a lack of involvement for a lot of people. You got to do less. You got to understand a lot of poor parents here too. The more you can limit your kids, the less you got to do with them.
Yeah.
Understand that. And hear what I just said. The more you limit your kids, the less you got to do with them. And they wonder why their kids running amok out here in the streets. That's why. Because you don't limit them so much that guess what? You don't do, I ain't doing that with my kids, or my kids wouldn't like that.
Exactly. You ain't gonna know unless you do it with them.
I got into it. I ain't gonna say I got into it, but one of my partners got at me real bad because he's like, oh, you make your kids do that. Let me ask you a question. I don't make them do nothing. They don't know what they like until I expose them to it. The thing about it is, do you think that Venus and Serena's father, do you think that when he made them practice every single day, Do you think they like practicing tennis every single day?
Especially with the kids and stuff like that. You got to point them in a positive direction.
Exactly. But I guarantee they like the results, though.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shoot. Oh, hell, well, come on, man. Shoot, you living fat like that? God damn, you set for the rest of your life. You only like what, 20-something years old? You living like you living, got what you got? Shoot, you didn't get there by no mistake. You got there by design.
Exactly. So do you think when he was making them play tennis, they probably felt some kind of way. But I guarantee you, when they cash them checks now and seeing themselves at the open,
hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure they like, I'm glad my daddy did that for me.
Hell yeah. Oh,
how many?
Oh, good Lord, man.
Hey.
Oh man. Cause check this. I'll give you a good example. They had this one girl I was watching. I was like at a secondhand store. I was doing some stuff like that, trying to find some stuff like secondhand store, and they had TVs and stuff. And this one Japanese girl, they were talking about the top 10 high school like that. Talking about she had a bad year. She only made $300,000. And she's only like 16 years old. And I was sitting there, this white guy, we both looked at. She said she had a bad year. She only made $300,000. She was feeling bad. I said, God damn, we both looked at each other. That's bad? That's bad? Yeah. You 16 years old? And I'm pretty sure her parents sit back and say, hey, we want you to go ahead and do that. They got another African-American. She's half black, half Japanese. Now, she's a tennis star, and she's taking over the industry with Venus and and exactly back then she got stereotyped like that because her parents were mom was Japanese and dad was black and they really didn't want nothing to do with her too much. Now she's a big ass star and everybody's trying to ride on her coattails and stuff like they all trying to get on in, and she's the next big star and stuff like that. I would love to have her as a radio guest and stuff like that. But man, you make it a perfect example and stuff like that. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Man, my daughter told me, she said, Dad, I want to be a gun model. She said, I want companies to pay me. I said, well, okay, well, we're going to make that happen. Ain't nobody else doing it, Blaine, so it don't matter.
Exactly.
I got to keep the content going so that way, guess what? She can achieve her goal. That's what they want to do. Because the reality of it is, who you competing with?
Exactly. Especially, like I said, I know about guns and stuff like that. It's not too... I mean, they can sit back and know about that stuff and be some... I mean, just take over the industry. Just take it over. I mean, because guess what? With the technical know-how, proficiency, and education and smart, great future. Great future. Because you're breaking into thing that's only limited to so many people and stuff like that. There's not so many of us doing it and stuff like that. But trust me, they definitely got a bright future.
You can go into politics and you got a platform. People can know what your platform is and they can look you up.
Exactly.
It ain't hard to find them.
Exactly.
You can go into law. You can go into you can have a business in law just doing that. And people respect it because you know what, you were part of it. You can be an expert witness one day.
Exactly.
People are like, well, they want to go to the military they don't need to. They go to school.
Yeah.
Go to school, make the bet. Go to school, get the education, get the certification, do what you need to do. I'm not shooting my kids to go be no firearm instructors.
Exactly.
They do that because it's fun. I'm trying to get you to go to law school, get into politics, make real change. Exactly. I'm getting you. I want you to be a product ambassador where you get paid for just doing their product.
Exactly.
That's what I want. Yeah,
they got them. They got some women out there and stuff like that. They sit back, they're good at what they do, and they sit back and got people who said, oh, you good at I want you to promote my product and stuff like that. And they're making damn good money doing it too.
That little girl, the one, you ever seen the black chick called Miami Muscle? She plays football too.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
Her folks had been branding her since she was 4 years old. This girl here, man, I'm talking about, she is doing it big. She plays female football. She's a model for all these different companies.
Okay.
She is. They did her some justice. She has. I mean, they used to call her Miss Abs, but she got the bomb abs. But she, she used that to make her life for herself. Why not? Because how many other people doing it? Somebody taught her to run that football, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't her mama.
Exactly. Hey, Fred, check
So,
this out, man. I got to wrap
yeah.
up the show right now and stuff like
Okay.
that. Go ahead and wrap to you later on. Shoot, would you be welcome to come back for a third show? That's on
Okay.
you, bro.
You call me.
Okay, yeah. I want to sit back up there and try to maybe get some friends on my part and stuff like that, maybe to come in and join us and stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, I learned a lot, and I know that because I sat back and I got some emails and stuff like some feedback from the last show. They've been asking me, and they got like I didn't want to sit back and bombard you and stuff like that this weekend and stuff, but I got like 10 or 12 important questions, especially that from people who want to talk about the gun industry. I know we covered a little bit today. I want to go ahead and get in some more maybe next time and stuff like that because it's a broad scope industry and stuff like that, and it involves like hunting, self-defense, recreational, and just guns in general. And one of the biggest things that like go to phony stuff that you see on TV because they oh man, I'll go ahead and shoot. Like, no, you can't do that. That's TV talk, man. That's TV. That's gonna get your ass in big ass trouble, bro. You can't do that. But I want to thank you really, 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 really so much, man, for being a guest on ThatAin'tBlack.com, the That Ain't Black Blame Parrot podcast. I want you to go ahead and give a shout out for you and your daughters and stuff like that. And go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself, where they can reach you at, where they can go on Facebook. Okay, go ahead. It's up to you, man.
Yeah,
By the next minute, tell you again where they can contact you and how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, well, you can find us on Facebook. It's The Survival Sisters, The Survival Sisters on Facebook. It's The Survival Sisters on YouTube, and it's Survival Sisters 3 on Instagram. So that's Survival Sisters 3 on Instagram. And if you want to get in touch with me, send me a DM. I'll definitely get back with you. And like I said, every question, you can also contact Blaine. Blaine know my number. He'll reach out to me. But like I said, I appreciate the support, Blaine, like always, brother.
Okay, man, it's been really, really good. You're very, very, very informative. I mean, man, I'm just learning so much, just not about self-defense, but about people being what we're doing and stuff like that as Black people and stuff like that. Definitely, I want this message to go on out, just not to be limited to self-defense or whatever. Like just Black people in general and stuff like that. I'll go ahead and steal this from you, okay? Yeah. Change the narrative. Change the narrative about your life, about your focus and what you do want to do, and don't let nobody else go ahead and tell you what not to do, especially if you're a Black person, okay? And this is Blaine Parrott coming from ThatAin'tBlack.com, That Ain't Black podcast, and thanks a lot for being a guest on my show, bro.